So it seems I have to record again because they didn't allow me to record before, completely recorded before.
Well, the pressure is building, and this is a political move from them. They want to ensure that the administration do release those files, and they want to keep the story going. This is a big problem for Donald Trump, and as you said, this is related.
Some of the pictures you see, the photos of women here, they've been redacted, but I've already got screen captures of them unredacted. So a lot of this stuff is already known. And there's basically Woody Allen, shouldn't he already have committed suicide in prison? I've also got an image of, I don't think I bothered with it actually, but there's an image of Epstein where he got his jaw bust.
To the broader politics within the MAGA movement. I think it's part of the broader disjuncture between those in the movement who thought that they were going to Washington to fight the establishment, and they've realized to their own chagrin that perhaps Donald Trump was a bigger part of the establishment than they thought.
Drain the swamp was the term that he used in his first term, and it was during his first term, as it happens, that Jeffrey Epstein seemed to have taken his own life in prison as well in 2019. But what we learn from these photos, of course, keen to stress, whoever is in them is not guilty of anything other than happening to be in the same place at the same time as Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell, as we're seeing in this image of Bill Clinton. And there is Donald Trump in a picture of a woman whose face has been redacted there. But nevertheless, we see them in these rarefied places, film sets and private islands and private jets. And it's another glimpse into the highly connected world of a certain echelon of British and American society.
Completely. I don't think we should be surprised that rich and powerful people socialize together and plan their moves together. That is the nature of our society. I think what's different now is it's being paraded in front of our eyes with such a severity and such a blatantness that it is causing a bit of anger. And that is a contradiction that Donald Trump has been struggling to grapple with since he returned to office.
That's the one I was talking about. I've already got that. And they fucked up my previous recording. And a pedophile that's called me boring, well, that's Roy Deere, the pedophile Roy Deere. And that's them putting you down. You know, the experiments where the kids are treated well, the kids are treated badly, the kids are treated with favours and payments, that kind of research. But it was basically to fuck kids up and groom kids, find out who would be the best, who would be the biggest lump of fucking shite to float to the surface. You see what I mean? Like Helen Crawford. Well, that's Roy Deere from, I forget what street, but it's near the Murrayfield Sports Bar. And it's in Gorgie Dalry, where they have just across the road, roughly the street opposite McDonald's.
Yeah, Freddie, no reaction yet, as far as I know, from the White House on this. These were released by the Democrats on the Oversight Committee, which is Republican-led, and the Republicans on there have said exactly what you sort of suggested, that they're doing this for political reasons. The drip, drip, drip is to try to...
There's the guy that should have committed suicide in prison already, and there's someone else behind him as well.
Push Donald Trump in doing what he said he would do and release the Epstein files. And it begs that question.
And I think that what we have here is, as I said before, this is a person of interest to me. And I said the same of this one here. That is a person of... Okay, next part. So obviously I saw Epstein with a busted jaw. But at the same time, there didn't seem to be bruising at the time on the image, like discoloration. So there are other things that can cause that kind of inflammation or trauma. One of them you get in South America as well, which is an insect bite.
Epstein files. And it begs that question. I mean, this is the key question to all of it. If there was nothing in there that would concern him, then you'd think he would have released them yesterday.
Yes,
You
I think
already
that's
have.
partly true, but this is also a big political problem for him, regardless of what's in it, because of going back to those.
So he's a person of interest, and so is this guy here. But this one as well, I keep forgetting that one. But is that, I keep thinking Lewinsky or something. So this has been going on for a long time. So is it Jessica Lewinsky I'm thinking of with the dark hair? She definitely was involved in a sting against Bill Clinton. So now, what are we looking at, and who are we looking at next after Donald Trump as far as the presidency is concerned?
Tensions within the movement. There are people that are extremely conspiratorial on the right and on the left occasionally.
There was
and
that
this is
guy
this
there as well, that woman as well. And she's a person of colour, you see, Mahmoud and all these others. What's her name again? Meghan Markle, Harry, I think it's Harry's present wife, and this guy here at the back.
Totemic conspiracy theory. There's a lot that's very true, and we always have to remember that that's part of the reason that it's.
See, I think I've seen this
on the left occasion
thing with Woody Allen. You see, as like I said, he should have committed suicide by now. Honestly, Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide.
It's because of going back to those tensions within the movement. There are people that are extremely conspiratorial
That looks
on
like a
the
bush.
right and on the left occasionally, and
before.
this is this sort of totemic conspiracy theory. There's a lot that's
Let's
very
have a look. I
true,
keep
and we always have
missing
to
that.
remember that. A lot that's very true, and this is this sort of totemic conspiracy theory. There's a lot that's very true, and we always have to remember
true,
that.
But what they mean by, what I believe they mean by totemic is the worship, idol worship. So Trump basically opens up the world for you. You've got to drop your knickers, especially if you're a boy. Because see this Woody Allen, that's a homosexual pedophile.
That's part of the reason that it's had such impact, but there's also a part
and
of
this
it.
is the other director. I was just trying to work out who he was. Yeah, that's another one. And see this type of wall decoration, that's familiar. And oh my goodness. Now, but this could be a film set as well, but there's two things that trigger me, apart from the decor. The seat and the child's whiteboard.
Is delving into stuff that we don't yet have evidence for. Maybe that will come out in the future, but yeah, we have to always talk about what we know rather than talk about some of the speculation and conspiracy theories that are going on. But going forwards,